What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. It's been absolutely crazy this week with the election and Bitcoin going up and tons and tons of news going on. Election stuff definitely isn't over, but I'll keep you posted as much as I can. Not that I really don't care either way. So I know I had some people getting mad because I was leaning towards Trump because of economic things, and then other stuff is like, I really could care less. It's like I'm concerned about crypto, and this channel is about crypto. So if you want to hear more about crypto, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, the Discord link, Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at XRPVeterinarian, where I will post my charts, TA, interesting news, anything like that. So if you haven't, please hop on there. It's the quickest way to get this information from me. But let's go ahead and get started on CoinMarketCap. We can see Bitcoin is at 14,990 and Ethereum is right now at 410. XRP jumped above 24 cents again. And if we just look at the 24 hours here, we got lots of green on the board, even with Bitcoin going up, which typically we'll see the altcoins kind of take a hit as Bitcoin goes up. But I think as more adoption is coming into the crypto space, we may see a different type of alt seasons that come off as, crypto may potentially decouple from the stock market, or Bitcoin may decouple from the stock market, and there's just going to be a lot of change. So, a lot of TA and things that we see now may not be as beneficial for us when it comes to timing these like shorter trades. And I think now is definitely a good time, like when in doubt, zoom out and just start looking at macro trends here. Just stop trying to hit those 50x leverage trades and stuff where you're going to get stopped out. Why don't you tone the leverage down a little, about 5-10x here, and try to plan these big moves. So let's go ahead and real quick just see who the biggest losers are today. Still not a big loser in the quantum space, in the crypto space. 11%. We're used to seeing sometimes 30-40% drops. But let's see what's happening on Bitcoin. I have the monthly candle chart up right now, and if you think this doesn't look bullish, I don't know what else I can tell you. We have now put in a higher candle last month, or not higher, but we have matched where we were before back in December of 2017 and January of 2018. And right now we're on our way. Still a lot of time, 25 days and 6 hours before this candle closes, but we're on our way to setting another all-time high, or potentially at least closing a very bullish candle monthly close. That is the highest candle body close that we would have. So lots and lots of bullish potential here. And whenever I look at these charts, I always like to think, okay, what chart patterns do I know? And we got so many, from head and shoulders to symmetrical triangles to cup and handles to, there's so many different things. So I try to think of what could potentially form. And right now, we could be potentially forming a very bullish cup and handle. And as of right now, we are buying a lot more Bitcoin, and we're getting a little overextended on the RSI, not enough to where I would be concerned. And we can actually just pull that up here to kind of give you an idea where that is. Let me find the relative strength index. Did I pass it? There it is. My old man eyes here. Okay, so on the relative strength index here, we are still not above 70. We're right at the top, so we could be just riding this top here, or look what happened here. For how many months were we way overbought, 95, and still doing well, right? So I try to think of other potential patterns that could form here. So on the monthly here, since last time we had the bull run, the top was in December, January. Well, we got 2 more candles here to form, and not everything's going to happen exactly on the same date, exactly at the same time. We would be very likely that we see a little bit of a correction down here to maybe even the weekly exponential moving average, and if that was the case, that would be a very pretty cup and handle formation to explode to the top. Do I know if that's going to happen? No, it's just a scenario that runs in my head as a potential. We could come right here, we've broken up, we could set up a new high like this, and then again form a little baby descending triangle like we had before, and then instead of breaking down, break up as we consolidate in that time. So let's go ahead and bring it down to the weekly and see what this looks like. Well, on the weekly, since the Corona dump, we have been constantly forming symmetrical triangles and going up. And now we're in uncharted territory. We have not been at this high of a price since way back here. And nothing could be more bullish for Bitcoin. We have 10 times the fundamentals as before. And now we also have crypto adoption like crazy. We have banks looking to handle and custody crypto. We have more and more people trying to use it as a way to get away from the Fed in the United States or whatever government that you're at, to have their own decentralized finance and be in charge of their own money. So there's so much good news coming out, and I still have some people who are really, really bearish, and I think they're bearish in the short term, and I think they're just a little misunderstood. I think they're just expecting that it's going high so fast that we just need to come down. And like, I think they're 100% right, but I think they're missing the picture on the fact that, do you want to miss the boat when it does that big pump? If we come back here, look at these are weekly candles. So in this week, we went up 30% in just this week. Let's try it again on the next one. Next week, we went up 16%. And that's in 1 week. The next week after that went up 20%. We can keep going. Next week, we went up 27, almost 30%. So in this time period from here to here, it's 150%. That's a month. 150% in a month. What other asset can do that for you? And now the news from back here, when people were still thinking that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was a scam and used only by people who were deviants trying to sell drugs or offer hits on people, whatever you heard news-wise, like that's not what it is. It's an actual store of value. It is a cryptocurrency on the blockchain that cannot be duplicated, and it is an asset that you can use and rely on without having to worry about the governments. And now that is even more true now than it was before. So I'm very, very, very bullish. As far as price targets go, my next price target is going to be the all-time high. And the all-time high is right here at 19,701. I imagine to see a lot of profit taking at 19,000 even. And then the next one would be at 16,300. Roughly 16,148. And we can exaggerate this a little more if we get rid of this stuff, and let's just see what it looks like as far as fib retracement goes. And the fib retracements are very important because, you know, this is a fractal indicating basically what people tend to do. So if we come to here, and let's take it to the 0.5, right at the 0.5 is at this break, we can see here that the next stop would be around 17.4, and then this, whoops, I gotta actually put this at the current high. I thought I was there. Is that right? 19, let's just do it to the candle body and see what that gives us. 18.97. All right, we'll just do 19,000 to call it. So you can see here that we are actually coming up to touch the 15.5 here. So if we add more, let me find the, if we add more fractal variance to it in the settings here, like let's go and add on the 2, and there we go. Oh, I went the wrong direction. Let me just start over on this one. Okay. Make sure I'm using my, I think I have my XRP fib tool out right now. From the bottom to the top, and then we'll bring the 50 up to where we are. There. The 50 is at the previous break is what I was trying to get at, and to keep the 0.236 below this one here. So if we look here at this fib retracement, the next one that we're going to get is right above the 16,000, right around 17,950, and this here is below where we were at the candle bodies at the highest high, and we are now a potential for a new fractal above it. So we have just not much up here to go off of. So, you know, we have to kind of like pick and see what our next targets would be. And the reason I'm using the 0.236 and I'm putting the 50% at this break and not this one is purely because this is where we had the last tops, and then there's a bottom of these wicks right here. So that's where I'm putting the half of this full breakout. And you can put these fib lines in like completely any way that you want. If you're trying to trade on the short term, you could just bring this down, see where it fits, and you can have a good idea of where we're going to see some resistance and support on that. And I said, if you don't understand kind of what I was doing as far as adjusting that, like just hit me up in the Discord. It can get really complicated on how you want to do it, and you can make it as complex of a strategy as you want. I use just the 50% when I'm trying to predict the next half of something, and I use the previous bottom of the breakout here. And there's lots and lots of other ways that you can do this, and you can add even more fractal lines in between. Some people would just take this one off here, redraw, and say that this was their bottom, and they want to see where it could go from there, right? So they would take this to a part. So like from 1, we have the 786 there. So a next possible would be do the 618, ignore the 702. Then we have this golden pocket area. So right at this 17,000 point area is where we would have a lot of people taking profits, and potentially if they were still holding from here, this would be the first time that they could take profits, or at least get out of it if they bought anywhere in this zone here. So anything above this, we definitely expect some people to go, okay, I'm finally in profits potentially, right? Or it's a good time to make some money. So, but that's going to do it for today. I'm going to try to make another video on Ethereum and XRP since they're doing their own things right now. I just wanted to kind of just reiterate the fact that Bitcoin is very, very bullish, and we don't know where it's going to go from here. We definitely could see some correction down all the way to the 20 exponential moving average, which is now at 11,600. And we've traded at this rate so much now, so longer than we ever have. So this is just very, very bullish. And like I said, if you're not in Bitcoin, I just recommend you get in. Don't try to wait for a break to the downside, because if it doesn't happen, you know, and say we come up here and we trade there, you're gonna miss out. So even if it's just a little bit, start learning about dollar cost averaging and just get yourself in the game. So like I said, if you haven't liked, subscribed, please do so. I'm going to try to bring more and more content. My course is still coming along, and that'll completely be free, and I'll give you updates as we go. See you in the next one.